It's a really nice sunny day today, and it's been raining all night, so the plants have started to shoot up even more. And since today on my cooking channel I'm going to be making a chicken salad, I think we can go and pick some fresh salad today, and we can also have a look at the other plants in the garden to see how they're getting on as well. So I've got my bowl and scissors, so let's go and get some fresh homegrown salads. Well, even though we actually harvested quite a few leaves from here only a few days ago, we've still got some more nice spinach leaves, so we'll take some of those. And again, this is that salad bowl that we harvested just a few days ago, and it's shot right back up thanks to this weather. So we'll take a bit of a cutting from here as well. We'll get some of these lettuce leaves that we've got in here. And we've got a bit more beetroot as well. Can't believe it's grown back so quick. Some nice little beetroot leaves there. Still plenty to go at, but I think we'll let that grow on again now. Well, we've got some nice bits of lettuce that's come on in here. These haven't been in ground that long, as you'll know if you've seen a previous video, but there's definitely a bit of an harvest here already. So I think we'll take a few of these biggish leaves away. It's all going to go really well on this salad that we're going to make later. And they'll just regrow anyway, so. But again, some nice, good looking at salad leaves there. We've also got a bit of red lettuce as well. So we'll take a couple of those. And some bigger beetroot leaves. So always take the biggest leaves. And we'll take this one as well. Cutting it back like this is just going to promote more growth, so it's the whole idea behind doing this. That's why they call it cut and come again. It's a nice big one there, so we'll take that. And I think for a salad that'll do. So I think for things that's only been growing on for a few days since we last took an harvest, I'd say that is a pretty good result. We've got a lot of lettuce leaf, beetroot leaves, and then again some nice spinach. So we've got plenty there to make us chicken salad with now. And all we had to do was sow some seeds. So let's go and have a quick look at what everything else is doing in garden as well. So still got some of these in pots at the moment. These are those dwarf sunflowers, but they're coming on really well. And we've potted on some tomato plants recently that have basically shot up over the last week or so. And we've got quite a few of them as well. We've basically got Gardener's Delights, Moneymakers and Alicante. Also been potting on some cucumbers yesterday. We've been growing them in these tiny pots, so I thought because of the size of them it was time to get them moved on now. So we moved quite a few on, and again a few more tomato plants. Pepper plants looking really healthy. We need to get them moved on and try and get them grown as quick as we can. And we also potted on some of these Jack Be Little miniature pumpkins and already it's getting a second true leaf coming on it. And this is that chili pepper that we topped. We've seen it quite recently, but even since then it's put on some more growth. And we've got a few more sweet corn growing over there. And those pansies that we did from seed have now started to send up a flower. Then outside, those strawberry plants put on some really big growth now, and they've got loads and loads of flowers coming on them. And we popped a couple of tomato plants in ground outside to see how they get on. Not much happening at the moment, but they haven't been out for long, so. And then we've got a lot of spring onions as well. That onion bed that we did is looking really well, so hopefully we'll get some decent onions out of it this year. And then this is that bed that we put 28 seed potatoes in, and there was a couple of small plants just over a week ago, but since we've had that rain, everything's shot up. And this one, it's got those onions and cauliflowers in, which are starting to put some size on now. And we also did a row of carrots, and you can see all the carrots are now starting to come through on both sides. And then we've got this framework, and we planted loads of alderman peas, main crops, at the bottom, and then we've been tying string on them, so they've got something to cling on to as they grow. And you can see how much they've come on in just a week. And the tomato plants that we recently put in, and lettuce, as you can tell, have put on quite a bit of growth already. And we've got loads more tomato plants here. And that salad bed that we did. And those sunflowers, really big now as well. And the tomato plants also coming on. We've got some French beans in here as well, which we thought we'd see how they get on. So I did it the year before, and they did quite well. So, but they have put better growth on in here than the ones outside at the moment. So we're going to have to think about getting some canes for these to grow up. And all's good in beer garden. We've moved that table over after strengthening it a little because it was a bit wobbly. And we've put a couple of extra plants in here as well. That T-Rex is looking well, and it's put on an extra couple of leaves already. And so has the castor oil plant behind it. And then we put in a big long row of dwarf sunflowers, and so far so good. They've not been attacked by slugs. And we put a clematis around this dead tree for it to grow up. Hopefully with this better weather it's going to speed up a little now. And we have got another one to put at bottom. We've got that tree trunk, which I always found amusing, that we've wired back together because it's getting quite old now, and they will fall to bits after a while. So because we want to try and preserve it, we wired it up. And the lavender's looking really healthy as well. And so are these violas that we're growing in this old converted pallet. Basically everything's shooting up in this area. Those lignus that are in the corners there have come out really big. They've put lots and lots of growth on there. And so has the dwarf pear tree. And we also did a perennial border with some lignus, purples and whites. And since they've gone in, they've all started to put the new growth on. So they're bushing out quite well now. So are the strawberry pots. And then we've got this little corner here with various plants in it. We just bung whatever in it, see how they get on. But that clematis is climbing and coming into flower as well. There's quite a lot of bulbs on there. And then we've got some dianthus or pinks in bottom with a few mixed evergreens. And this clematis has now come into full flower as well. That strawberry tower that we built, all the plants are now starting to bush out and there's flowers coming on virtually everything now, which is really good. The other good thing about this is because we got a metal bar and we put it right down the middle of all these pots and sunk it into the ground. But another advantage of that is when we want to move it, we can just do that. And we can turn it so that everything gets an equal amount of sun. So all this part of garden, container garden, is looking really good. Lots of growth on potatoes now, on both pots. We've got a couple of cabbages in here, they're coming on as well. And we've got petit pois, peas, behind them, ready to grow up this framework. And this tin bath, which has got some snowball onions in it, and 3 cauliflowers. And this is one of recent additions. We built a planter and we put sweet corn in it, green oak leaf lettuce and some alderman peas, and again they've got a framework to grow up. These are those original petit pois that we did, so they've put on quite a bit of growth now and are looking healthy. That's that container cauliflower we did recent, and another planter with more lettuce in it, and also a couple of outdoor cucumber plants. And then we've got this ladder planter, lots of strawberries in top, and we'll get round to planting something in the rest of it at some point. And that's that planter we also did recent, with lots of nice lettuce leaves in it. Raspberry plant coming on really well, and more peas and a couple of cauliflowers in this planter. French beans still a little slow, but they are starting to show some signs of improvement now. And then we've got a couple of 10-litre pots that we put 1 seed potato in, but they're trying, so it'll be interesting to see what we get out of those. And that's that kiwi, which is now starting to come into flower. And behind that we've got another wooden planter with potatoes in it. And this planter and lettuce in it, some of which we've harvested a couple of days ago. And then we've got alderman peas, which are growing up this framework behind. And we've got this one that's been growing for a while, but since we got that rain it seems to have shot up quite high. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I'm hoping there's not going to be more foliage than potatoes. And that's this golden raspberry plant. Got a bit of new growth coming on that now, so it was only basically at this level when we put it in, so it has passed that now. So hopefully we'll be getting some golden raspberries from that later in the season. Mint's looking healthy, and so's lettuce, carrots and onions. So it's good to see that all the plants in the garden and in the greenhouses are looking really healthy, and they're putting on loads of new growth. Plus, we're still taking this continuation of lettuce harvests, which I need to go in there and set it up ready for my chicken salad, which I'll be putting on my cooking channel later on. So the warmer it gets, the better the plants grow, the more of an harvest that we're going to keep continuously getting now, right through until autumn. So if you want to see how these things continue to grow as we're going through season, and what else we might add to it as well, then just hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell, and we'll see you all at the next video. You all take care. Thank you.